איזה מתוקות. כזה ריגוש. איפה הבלונים? איזה חמודות.
That was freed Israeli hostage Emilia Aloni receiving a warm welcome from her friends as she returned to kindergarten. And you can see the excitement on their faces as the group of friends go in for a hug. It's the first time Emilia has been back in the classroom since she was released from captivity, where she was held for 7 weeks by Hamas terrorists. Emilia, her mother and 2 cousins were released less than 2 weeks ago, but her uncle remains hostage. 137 hostages remain in Gaza, and it's been more than 60 days since they were brutally kidnapped.
There are still 137 hostages remaining in Gaza. We need to speak up right now. It's been 60 days. They are under the tunnels of Gaza in terrible conditions with psychological and physical torture, and every single one of us must speak up to bring all of the hostages home right now. It's so important. We owe it to these families, we owe it to these people to give them a voice.
The IDF says its top priority is bringing all the hostages home.
הלחץ הצבאי שאנחנו מפעילים והפעלנו בשבועות האחרונים פוגע בחמאס פגיעה קשה ומקדם את ההשגה של כל מטרות המלחמה, ובכלל זה גם את המטרה העליונה של השבת החטופים הביתה. צה"ל על כל מפקדיו, על כל חייליו, עוסק כל כולו בהשגת מטרות המלחמה. אנחנו, כל חיילי צה"ל, נעשה הכל לתקן את שנפגע. בשביל החיים, בשביל המשכיות החיים במדינת ישראל, התיקון הזה הוא הכרחי. אנחנו לא נעצור עד שנשלים את המשימה.
The United Nations says civil order in Gaza is breaking down as Israel continues its offensive into the region's south. More than 15,000 Palestinians have been killed since the initial October 7 attacks.
More and more people are fleeing to Al-Mawasi in the south of Gaza with the promise of safety that they simply don't believe. Anything that can be scavenged is used for shelters. The UN says it has run out of tents. The war in Gaza is edging closer to Al-Mawasi. The smokes from airstrikes now not far away.
I didn't sleep the first night here. I can say I just stayed on the street. I sat down on the street that night, without a bed. My brother was killed. He left behind a child and a pregnant wife.
Why can't they solve this war? Are we beasts? We are not beasts. Look at all these children.
The Israeli military is now operating in the centre of Khan Yunis, Gaza's second largest city. They believe Hamas's senior leaders are hiding underground. There might be some hostages there too. But the city is crowded with civilians, and the risk of killing innocent people is high. The Israeli military dropped thousands of leaflets again over Khan Yunis today. Printed on them was a Star of David and a verse from the Quran about a flood coming to punish the wicked. Despite asking them, the Israeli military won't tell us what the messaging meant. The United Nations warehouse in Gaza has been looted by people desperate for food and supplies. The UN says that civil order is breaking down inside Gaza, and the situation is now, in their words, apocalyptic.
The Gaza border is a mile from here. This is about as close as you can get. The city of Khan Yunis is directly over there, and that's become the epicenter of the war now. And in the couple of hours that we've spent here, there's been a constant sound of attack helicopters, fighter jets, drones overhead, and Israeli artillery pummeling the city.
In Nir Oz, a kibbutz on the Gaza border, they're still sifting through the ashes to find body parts of people killed on October the 7th. They are looking for teeth, bits of bone or flesh. It is slow work, but one soldier told me they'd found a lot. 30 people from this kibbutz are still being kept hostage inside Gaza, including Oded Moses' father. His mother has been released.
We don't hear what Israeli government offers, okay? Maybe no one on the other side, but we must offer. We must say what we are offering in order to end it or in order to release people, and what we are willing to pay. And if Hamas won't agree, okay, they won't agree, but we must push to negotiations. Currently, there are no talks.
Tomorrow marks 2 months since the Hamas attacks. On both sides of a metal fence that was supposed to keep the two sides apart, they are still living their nightmares. Alistair Bunkle, Sky News, on the Israel-Gaza border.